Hello everyone and welcome back to English. Our lesson today is 3B reading from Paris to Paris and vocabulary part 1. Today we have 3 objectives. 1. Identify some adjectives related to places and things appropriately. 2. Guess the topic of a reading text clearly. 3. Discuss some comprehension questions after skimming the text. Could you please open the student book and turn to page 38 and open the workbook and turn to page 40. Let's start with activity 1. Vocabulary. We have a list of 8 adjectives to complete the blanks. Now, read the sentences, read the description carefully, and pay attention to the highlighted words to figure out the correct answer. Now, you can pause the video, complete the task, then come back, listen to check your answers. Go ahead, pause the video now. Welcome back. Now, let's listen to the audio and check the answers.
3B. 1. Vocabulary. Complete the sentences with the adjectives in the box. Then listen and check your answers. 1. When lots of people like something, it's popular. 2. When something isn't safe, it's dangerous. 3. When there are lots of people in a place, it's crowded. 4. When something is quiet and calm, it's peaceful.
Welcome back again. Let's start with the first sentence. 1. When lots of people like something, that's correct. It's popular. How about number 2? When something isn't safe, that's perfect. It's dangerous. That's good. Number 3. When there's lots of people in a place, that's correct. It's crowded. It's a crowded place. Number 4. When something is quiet and calm, that's perfect. It's peaceful. Well done, everyone. Let's move to sentences 5 to 8. Read the sentences carefully. Also, pay attention to the highlighted words. Now, you can pause the video, complete the task, then come back, listen to the audio, then check your answers. Go ahead, pause the video now. Welcome back. Now, let's listen to the audio and check the answers.
5. When something isn't cheap, it's expensive. 6. When something isn't dirty, it's clean. 7. When a place isn't quiet, it's noisy. 8. When something isn't beautiful, it's ugly.
Welcome back. So, number 5. When something isn't cheap, that's correct. It's expensive. How about number 6? When something isn't dirty, then that's correct. It's clean. How about number 7? When a place isn't quiet, then that's correct. It's noisy. How about the last one? Number 8. When something isn't beautiful, that's correct. It's ugly. That's perfect. Now, in this task, we will identify the positive adjectives from the negative ones. Let's start with the first one. Peaceful. Is it positive or negative? That's correct. Peaceful. It's positive. How about popular? Positive or negative? That's correct. It's positive. How about clean? That's correct. It's also positive. How about ugly? That's correct. It's negative. How about noisy? Also negative. How about dangerous? That's correct. It's negative. How about expensive? That's correct. It's negative as well. How about the last one? Crowded. That's correct. It is negative. Well done, everyone. Let's move to the workbook. Page 40. Exercise A. Complete the crossword with the opposites of the adjectives below. Then write them next to each one. Let's start with number 1. What is the opposite of dangerous? And it should be a 4-letter word. That's correct. It's safe. Safe. How about number 2? What is the opposite of clean? And it should be 5 letters. That's correct. Dirty. Dirty. How about number 3? The opposite of cheap. That's correct. It's expensive. Expensive. How about number 4? Quiet. What is the opposite of quiet? That's correct. It's noisy. Noisy. How about number 5? What is the opposite of beautiful? That's correct. It's ugly. Ugly. Well done, everyone. Let's move to activity number 2. Read. A. Would you like to visit Paris? Which other city in the world would you like to visit? And why? Now, let's start with the first part of the question. Would you like to visit Paris? Why Paris is famous? That's correct. Paris is well known for the Eiffel Tower. That's correct. Let's move to the second part. Which other city in the world would you like to visit? And why? Of course, you have too many options that you can choose from, and it's different for each one of us. Now, let's take an example. Let's take Doha. Why would you like to visit Doha or Qatar in general? Who can give me an answer? That's correct. This is one answer. We have many places of attractions that we can visit. Okay, what else? That's correct. You can do a lot of activities inside and outside. That's perfect. What else? That's correct. Also, the FIFA World Cup will happen in Qatar 2022. So you can visit also the stadiums. Well done. Let's move to exercise B. Look at the pictures and read the title of the text. What is the magazine article about? Now let's start with the first part. Look at the picture and read the title of the text. The title is From Paris to Paris. Now, who can tell me what can you see in the picture? That's correct. We have an Eiffel Tower with a cowboy hat. What else? That's correct. We have a picture of the globe and a tour trip from Paris to Paris, from one city to another. That's correct. Now, let's move to the second part. What is the magazine article about? Now, before we answer this question, we have to read the text. I will play the text for you. You listen and follow in your book. Then we answer the question. Here you go. Start listening.
2. Read.
From Paris to Paris. My name's Brenda, and I live in Paris. Last week, I went on a trip to Paris. How can that be? Well, I live in Paris, Texas, in the USA, but I visited Paris, the capital of France. Paris, France is more famous than Paris, Texas. So, there are more tourists there than in my hometown. I visited the Eiffel Tower, of course, but did you know that there's an Eiffel Tower in my town too? The Eiffel Tower in France is taller and more impressive than the Eiffel Tower in Texas. In my town, it's only 20 metres tall, but the tower in France is 300 metres tall. That's as tall as an 81-storey building. However, the Eiffel Tower in my town is funnier because it's got a red cowboy hat on top. During my trip, I saw a lot of other popular sights. The museums in Paris, France are more interesting than the museums in my hometown. I spent 5 hours in the Louvre. I didn't want to leave beautiful Paris, but I'm glad to be back home. My Paris isn't as noisy as Paris, France.
So, after reading the text, what is the magazine article about? Who can tell me? That's correct. The magazine article is about a girl, Brenda, living in Paris, Texas, in the USA, and traveling to Paris, the capital of France. That's correct. Now, let's take a quick look at the text. Read it and try to answer the following questions. Question number 1. Who wrote this magazine article? Question number 2. How many cities have the name Paris in the text? Now you can pause the video, answer the questions, then come back to check your answers. Go ahead. Welcome back. Let's start with question number 1. Who wrote this magazine article? That's correct. It's Brenda. How did you know? Where can you find this answer in the text? That's perfect. It's in the first line. Now, how about question number 2? How many cities have the name Paris in the text? That's correct. 2 cities. It's in the title, From Paris to Paris. Well done, everyone. How about question number 3? How many Eiffel Towers did Brenda mention? What is the correct answer? That's perfect. 2 Eiffel Towers. Now, where can we find it in the text? That's perfect. Actually, we can find it everywhere in the text, but as a start point, we can find it in the title, which is From Paris to Paris, and it mentions 2 cities. Well done. How about question number 4? How did Brenda feel that day when she went to Paris, France? That's correct. She was excited and happy. Now, how did you conclude this answer? That's perfect. Now, she mentioned that she did not want to leave the beautiful Paris. It means she wanted to spend more time there. Well done, well done. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching. See you next time.